Very much, Mr. Speaker. What specific measures will higher education institutions be encouraged, or even, if it's necessary, legislation to protect particularly BNO passport holders, but also young Iranian students, young Russian and Ukrainian students who feel under surveillance, and where there are actually other students within the student body who are there under a sort of surveillance pact? We know this has been happening for quite some time, and the government's response has been tardy. Could he undertake today to meet with the Higher Education Minister and to share immediate advice following today's news so that we can have a reassurance that all international students are safe?
Well, I completely agree with her sentiment that international students, indeed any students at UK universities, should be free from intimidation, a point I made in response to a previous question. Whether those are Chinese students, Iranian students, Jewish students or anyone else, they should not be getting intimidated. And I would just repeat the point I made earlier, that individual universities, first and foremost, should be ensuring, in the first instance, the safety of students on their campuses. In relation to her question about action by DfE, as members will appreciate, I'm straying quite a long way beyond the limits of my ministerial responsibility by answering this question already. Going into DfE goes even further. What I will say is that I'll ask the Security Minister to come back to the member for Hornsey and Wood Green specifically on that point, and update her in writing on what work he is doing with DfE to ensure the safety of students on campuses. It is a vital question. It is appropriate that the government get involved, as well as leaving it to universities, and I'm going to ask him to come back to her on that very important point. But I completely agree with the sentiment of her question.